What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It is your boy Artie, and I'm back with another video talking about my newly added to the garage BMW E36 M3, finished in the beautiful Dakar yellow. So if you guys missed the video of me picking up this car with my wifey, we just purchased the vehicle. It's an addition to the garage to my Porsche GT4. And I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about the BMW E36 M3 market and what is going on with the prices. And is this car really worth an excess of $30,000? Yes, you heard me right. There are E36 M3s that are going for $30, $40, $50, $60, $70, even $80,000. Depending if you're gonna get the lightweight version of it or you're just gonna get the E36 M3 that I got. So the E36 M3 is a phenomenal car, and if you missed that video where I mentioned it was a personal preference, I could have got a lot of other cars for that price, but I really wanted this car for so many reasons, and I'll talk about them in future videos. But let's get into the real deal, the real talk about this car. So you got people selling these cars for $30,000, $35,000. Yes, there are low mile examples that are like, under 50,000 miles, one owner cars. Now I got a car that is a one owner car. I did not pay $30,000 and it has 73,000 miles on the odometer. Now the BMW M3 E36 is a very interesting car because a lot of people either hate them or they love them. Now the US got the detuned 240 horsepower engine, 5-speed manual transmission. I mean, we're not fortunate enough to get the other spec, which has 320 horsepower and a 6-speed phenomenal gearbox, but hey, this car does its magic. Now this car was a great car when it came out. So the S52 engine, depending on which year you have, what engine you have, was a great engine, and it's a really fun car to rip through the canyons. I mean, the issue is with this car, a lot of people did not like its boxy, simple design compared to its predecessor, which was the E30 chassis. The E30 M3 was a beautiful car, and then once the E36 discontinued, the E46 came out. That car was a beautiful car as well. So now let's get into why I think this car sells for that much money. Well, in a modern age, we don't have many great original examples of this car, and I'm just gonna bring a weird example up to the plate and discuss. So if you moved into Southern California in 2018, house prices were insane. Once a house was listed on the market, it closed escrow, it sold within 30 days for asking or even above. So what does a house have to do with a BMW E36 M3? Well, very simple. There's a thing called supply and demand. Now the E36 chassis was and is still very popular in different I guess groups of people. So you got people that are doing engine swaps and drifting these cars. You have people that are doing stance nation type of stuff and doing airbags and just dubbing it, putting on some 20s, and you know what I mean, just making the car look great in its own way. But you have a very small example left of those that are all original, all OEM, clean examples like mine. So what happens is when people start searching for those cars, they aren't anywhere to be found. And then comes the whole thing into play where supply and demand. It's not necessarily that the demand is there to pay $30,000, $40,000, $50,000, but the supply doesn't exist. There aren't any good examples of this car that's all original paint, that hasn't been salvaged, hit, etc. So when these type of examples come up in the rare colors, they sell for a crazy amount of money. And do I think $30,000 at the moment is a crazy amount of money? Well, from my broke it is a lot of money. But for some people that are collectors, like maybe Jay Leno, if he would ever want to buy an E36 M3 for his garage, maybe it's not a lot of money for him to dump that much money. But for me, it's a ton. So what are my thoughts on if people that are paying $30,000, $40,000? Honestly, I can't tell you what to do with your money. I just think that it's crazy, because for $30,000 you could get a car that has close to double of the horsepower that this car has. And you know, then there's another thing where the people with the whole E36 thing is like, they get a bad rep for maintenance and, you know, like their issues. Every car has issues, you know. That's that. Every car is gonna break down. It's a 22-year-old bucket. What do you expect? You know, like, I'm sorry, like, we're driving right now and look at all the noises that the car is making. But hey, I didn't pay $30K for it, but I do love it. So right now I'm going up to the canyons. I'm gonna do a photo shoot. And if you're new to the channel and you haven't subscribed, subscribe. It's a car channel. We talk about car things. This is a project car, and I stated when I purchased the car that it is a project car and I'm gonna be doing a lot of different work to it. I am gonna be doing a lot of work to it. So I'm trying to bring the 90s back into its pristine condition that it was. I'm not gonna really mod this car. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna replace everything that needs to be replaced in the car, but I'm gonna replace it not necessarily with OEM products. I might replace it with products that are a little bit better nowadays, because we live in a decade where the products that are being produced are better than those that were produced and put into this car from factory. So that's what I'm gonna do. I don't think I'm gonna do much work to it. I want to keep it as pristine and as original as I can, and hopefully, God willing, we'll get me a JDM build soon and work on that project and go all crazy. But hey, if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. You know, drop a comment what you think about the E36 M3. Is it really worth this much money? Is the hype real? Is the demand there? What is going on? And you think it's gonna go even higher? I think it's gonna go higher, but who knows? And if you are also new to the channel, consider following me on Instagram. I'll put it right here somewhere, because I'm gonna go up to the canyons right now and do a little cool photo shoot with this car. And maybe take out my Porsche GT4 and do a photo shoot of both of them together. So go ahead, follow me on Instagram. Thanks for watching another video. Drop a comment on what you think. Am I crazy? Is this car really that great of a car? I don't know. Catch you guys in the next video. Thanks.